All right, so families are very much affected by this tragedy.
Absolutely.
Joining us now is John Paschall. He is the stepson of the French explorer known as Mr. Titanic. John, our deepest sympathies to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, and we need to tell our viewers who so loved your mother that John's mom was Michelle Marsh,
yes.
whom I worked with and met you when you were a baby, my friend, when you were born.
So many of us watched for so many years.
So many years. Our hearts are with you. Can you tell us about PH, first of all, just personally, because we keep hearing Mr. Titanic and how much he loved exploring, how many times he went down there to see that iconic wreckage. What was he like in person, one-to-one?
Yeah, we focus so much on everything he did in the water, but I feel like some of his greatest accomplishments too were out of the water. You know, like I understand in life sometimes it's not easy being a stepfather when you're coming into a situation where, you know, my father was still in the picture. I had a great relationship with him, but he was always so respectful of my relationship with him, and he was such an important part of my life. We first met in my freshman year of high school. I remember the first thing he did for me that was so meaningful was he helped me with a science project on the building of a cell and creating a model of it. And I ended up getting an A on it. And I was blown because science was not my favorite subject. And it was one of those things where he didn't, you know, force any help on it. I never went to him to ask. He just did it.
John, pardon me for interrupting. We're showing photos. We have a photo of you with the family because we know that PH, from what you've told me, our texts has three other children and a wife that he leaves. Also, your wife, and we've seen him holding this beautiful baby, this son of yours, Miles. How great for him to be a grandfather to your boy.
Yes, I know. I was very happy we were able to have that meeting occur. My son was born early in 2022 in January, and to be able to have that moment with him, for him to hold him, meant a lot. PH has just meant a lot to me, my family. You know, such a close relationship with my mom, and it's so meaningful to me in so many ways growing up. So to share that moment with him and my son, my first son, means so much to me.
John, I have to ask you, extraordinary man, 30 times he went down, more than 30 times actually. People have said, well, he died what he was doing, what he loved to do. Is there any part of solace that comes from that, to know that he was engaged in what he's done so many times and clearly was absolutely committed to, the exploration, being an adventurer?
Yeah, I think in my own opinion, I felt like his home away from home was the ocean. He just felt so comfortable there. And I know so much of the focus on this discussion is about risk. And I felt like he just, you know, accepted the risk and knew what it was, but he loved what he did. And the Titanic meant so much to him. And every artifact he brought up, whether it was small, whether it was large, meant so much to him. And the ones, you know, he was able to share with families was incredible. But it was really, you know, just an amazing man in terms of what he was able to do. And yes, you know, being in the Titanic, you know, in that area in his final moments, while it's, you know, still raw and fresh that we're dealing with it, you know, I think it means a lot that he spent his final moments, you know, near a scene in the world that meant so much to him.
And John, before we let you go, because your mom was my coworker, and again, so many viewers beloved. And when she met PH, can you just tell us about that when she told you about him? And I mean, it's not like, you know, somebody might be, I don't know, they work at a store, they do this, they do that. He goes down 2.5 miles in the ocean. What was that like? And tell us about your mom. Tell us about Michelle's glee for falling in love with him.
Yeah, it was a truly, truly special connection. As Dana, as you know, my mom is just one of those people who's just very social and bubbly at parties. And in a way, I kind of felt like she met her match in a way, because PH had so many stories to tell. And the second he opened his mouth to tell one, and he's not the type of person that was, oh, hey, everyone listen to my stories. It was, PH, you know, talk to me about this. And he would just tell the most incredible stories, some of them hilarious, some of them so informative and mind-blowing. Like, I can't believe, you know, this person did that. I'm standing right in front of him. But their connection was incredible. They built, they fed off each other so well from their humor to their knowledge. It was just an unbelievable connection. And I'm very fortunate that I was able to witness it growing up for as long as I did.
John, our condolences to your family. Our heart goes out to you. And maybe that little bit of solace that PH had that moment in the place he loved the most. Thank you so much for joining us.
John, thank you. Hug Miles. Hug Miles. Thank you. Talk soon.
Yeah. Stay with CBS 2 for continuing coverage on our website, cbsnewyork.com. We have more information on this story, including what we know about the 5 people, and we were just learning so much more who were on that submersible.